Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? We are about to get started working on a project. And as you guys can see, we are working from the comfort of our home. Look at Luis, he's very comfortable. And look at Nacho, he's taking a look at the design. Can you switch it back? That's for a different project. Yeah, that's the one. And we're gonna make our magnets. Let me show you the actual magnet, how it comes. This is the roll that we're gonna use, the Magnum Magnetics, and it comes just like this without any background, any color. So basically we're gonna have to add this color, the red, and then once we apply the background, we're gonna cut the letters using the same vinyl, the Oracle 651, using white color, and then we're gonna apply it on top. These are gonna be the measurements for the magnet, 24 by 16. We're gonna cut the magnetic material using this blade. We're gonna do it manually without using the vinyl cutter. We have two sheets of vinyl and these are big enough. The magnets, as I mentioned, they're 16 height or tall, and the sheets are a little bit over like around 17, and this one is like more like 20 inches tall. So that should be enough. And we are getting everything ready. Luis brought a little table so we can place the computer while we cut the vinyl. And then once we have that section ready, we can start weeding it out. It's gonna be a long day because we gotta add the background, and then we have a few more projects. Before I forget, I'm gonna turn the machine on. And of course, I'm gonna get the USB cable to hook it up to the computer because I usually forget to do that step. The only thing I don't like about the Graphtec vinyl cutters is that I don't think they have any, like the option to do like Bluetooth, like the Cameo cutters. It would be nice if that vinyl cutter came with that. I'm gonna plug it in, and then I'm gonna just align the vinyl. This is a small sheet, so I won't be able to do much with it, but I'm gonna do my best. By the way, the vinyl cutter we are using is I was gonna say the Oracle, but it is the Graphtec CE 6060 24-inch vinyl cutter. If you've been watching us for a long time, you already know that this is our #1 machine. Let's see how much the vinyl moves. It moved a little bit. I'm gonna realign it. I forgot that this was supposed to be the background for the magnet, so there's no need for us to cut it, align it. Whatever I did, it didn't even make sense why I aligned it. But basically, I'm gonna do the same thing with the white color.
It's just Saul being Saul.
Yeah, pretty much. Now I'm gonna send the design to Cutting Master 3, and I'm gonna add the weeding boxes. The first thing I need to do, I'm gonna go here to the second icon. It is where you can see the A and B letter, and then show weed border. I'm going to select that. And then the padding, I'm gonna add that later, but I'm gonna go to weed lines, and that's pretty much just gonna do like the lines across, but we have more options in there. And then we can add like the padding and all that. Don't worry about the distance between the letters. Nothing will change. The only thing that changes is like around like the letters and the whole thing. And we can make a second copy. And then let's check out the settings. I think that should work. Offset 0, speed 45, acceleration 1, cut force 16. Now we're ready to start cutting it, and Luis is gonna send it. And let's keep an eye on the vinyl cutter. Although there's no really need to do that unless you don't take the time to align it. I'm talking about the vinyl, because this vinyl cutter is very reliable. I do not hear any weird noises. You can definitely hear it whenever the blade is cutting through the backing paper. This time it's doing a good job, I think. And as always, if you are liking this video, make sure you give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Remember that you can get your tools, materials, equipment, whatever you need to get. You can get them through our website. That is www.rdidecals.com, or you can also get them directly through the links in the description of the video. As always, we appreciate your support. The only challenge is going to be adding the background, but we have done it so many times in the past. It's all one color, and we got plenty of space in between. Like the letters and the numbers are not too small, so that's gonna make it a lot easier when weeding out. Plus we added those weed boxes. For the background, we're gonna do a wet application. We're gonna use either Rapid Tag, Action Tag, or we can do the homemade solution. We're gonna cut the magnet. We're still waiting on the vinyl cutter. It's almost finished cutting the vinyl, but in the meantime, we're gonna cut the magnet and we're gonna do 16.5 because we gotta trim the edges after we apply the background. All right, and I'm gonna do about there. And this is why you need the cutting mat as well as the safety ruler. And we're gonna start by doing this side here first. I really like this font. I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna make sure to leave it here on the screen. But sometimes can be a little bit of a challenge when weeding it out if you do not have the settings right, which I think we got them perfect for the first time. Now we're gonna do the inside of the letters and numbers, which is not that hard to do unless you had really small numbers and letters. We're finished weeding everything out. Now we're going to secure the decal to the desk. That way we can apply the transfer very easily. And yeah, we're just using a piece of tape, this one here. Since we got plenty of help, we can do it like this. But remember, if you guys do not have any help, we strongly recommend that you guys get the tape application roller. And as always, you can get it through the links or our website. It's time to apply the background, and I'm gonna make sure that we apply it on the right side of the magnet. I'm gonna use the homemade solution and I'm gonna spray some of it so we can get rid of the dust or whatever dirt we have, clean it very nicely before we apply the Oracle 651 vinyl. This sheet of vinyl is too big, so I'm gonna cut it from here and then just save that. Hopefully we can use that small piece of vinyl. It only measures like probably not even 3 inches, but we'll see. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get rid of the backing paper, and then once we remove that, we are going to apply plenty of that homemade solution, and that way we can apply it doing a wet application method, and we're gonna avoid ending up with a whole bunch of bubbles. This is the reason why we do it like this. Plus it's a lot easier aligning the decal, or the piece of vinyl. Now we're going to center it like this. We're going to do the best we can, but don't forget that we are going to trim the edges. Now I'm going to squeegee send all the liquid out. Can get a little messy, so that's why we always have a towel to clean the extra liquid. Hopefully the camera can capture, but there are maybe 1 or 2 bubbles. This is the reason why we do it like this, or in case we need to reposition the vinyl, we can always lift it up and reposition it. The next thing is going to be trimming the edges, and let me show you the back of it. I'm just going to use the cutting knife or the box cutter. We got to replace the blade. It needs to be replaced really bad. See how easy it was. Now here comes the easy part. All we have to do is just apply the letters or the white vinyl on top of the red. I want to make sure that it is aligned, centered. I already have an idea about the measurements and everything. I'm going to reuse the piece of tape. We're also going to use the cutting knife to get rid of the backing paper. Oops. By the way, let us know in the comments which is the product that you guys sell the most. For us, this is our top number one product. I'm not talking about like the money that we make from the product, but actually the one that sells the most. Now, if you guys are wondering what do we do if we have a design with like pictures or like a whole bunch of different colors, for that we usually outsource, since you already know that it cannot be done with a vinyl cutter unless you use a digital printer separately and then just use the vinyl cutter to do like a contour cutting. I mean, that's something we're not familiar with, but whenever we have to do something like that, we usually just outsource it. By the way, we have videos where we show you step by step how to do that if you are a VIP member. Now, if you guys want to join our memberships, we'll just go to the join button and you will see all the options available. Now we're going to start removing the transfer. Since this is a high tack, we're going to do it carefully. The next step is to round the corners, and we're pretty much done with this project. So the purpose of this machine is to just round the corners. There you guys have it. We are finished with this project. It took some time because we had to add the background, which was not a big deal. Everything else was a piece of cake. Remember that if you like this video, of course, give us a like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. And as I mentioned earlier, we have memberships available. You know where to go to get an idea of what we have. And you can also get your materials and equipment through our website. That is www.rdidecals.com. As always, we appreciate your support. We'll see you guys until the next one.